Laura, you hear that? You're better than Dutch.
Whoa, dude. Whoa.
Not throwing shade or anything.
Hey,
but,
hey. So today, joining me, we have Soko, Naurranc, and Hanzo is back. He was here for, I think, the first episode of Dungeon Discourse, right?
Painting miniatures.
Oh, dope. Fuck yeah. So we're gonna have a little chat about. I mean, feel free, dude. It's all good.
That's fine. I'll stop.
We're gonna chat about the last episode that went up on YouTube yesterday. By the way, I was on time this time. Pog. Which I made sure to upload it to YouTube.
Put on Tuesdays. Sorry.
No, Wednesdays.
Oh shit.
Where we talk about the latest episode of Dungeon Select, which is I called Unexpected Reunion. Thought that was kind of somewhat applicable in multiple ways. You know.
Very much so.
Where the party reunited with their old friend, and I guess Kassirin reunited with someone of her past. Yeah, it's a little bit of a double meme. Sassy, Gypsy, Panda, Laura, anyone else that's here, welcome on in. Thanks for all the shoutouts, Gypsy. Appreciate you. You're still anxious from last week's episode. Next week is gonna be a good follow-up. Let's just leave it.
Dude, I'm anxious for this week's episode. Like,
I mean, yeah, I say
trying to get out of there is gonna be. I
say next week, but I mean next Sunday, obviously. Trash Hunter, good evening, bud. Welcome on in, guys.
That's like fucking 3 days away. Shit.
First things first. Let's just talk about you guys, Soko, Hanzo. What were your just opinions on the latest episode? Anything in particular?
Hated me for a bit. Had some big hate. Not gonna lie.
I mean.
I was suffering for a bit there. For those that watched the episode or watched the VOD back, I was suffering a bit during that last fight. Yeah.
Listen, it is not every day where I can draw back one of my player's previous characters in a way that makes sense. So, you know, the opportunity arose, and I decided to act. There are some interesting little memes that could have gone differently regarding Ash, though, which we'll talk about tonight. Hanzo, what were your thoughts?
I liked it. I totally called that you were gonna do.
I heard, and I'm a little upset. I heard that after you dipped, I think it was Gypsy or Soko, either or, told me that as soon as you got up for like the break. That you called it, but you didn't want to say it when I was there to give me ideas.
Yeah. I had a right to do it Gypsy as well. Because I don't know if you even were sort of properly paying attention, but as soon as you sat back down and put your headset on,
we stopped.
Gypsy said something like, "Oh, he's gonna bring out Zombie Ash," and I was like, "Gypsy."
Oh, I didn't. That went over my head.
I was just too focused on bringing out Zombie Ash.
I was too focused on actually bringing out Zombie Ash.
You know, I super loved last week's session because there was just so much emotional stuff the whole way through. It just never let up.
It was wild, man.
From one emotional thing to another.
I really was. That was the most nervous I had ever been for a Dungeon Select session. Was that Sunday? Because I was like, fuck. There's a lot of things that can happen. There's a lot of things that go wrong. There's a lot of I gut punched you guys a little bit with that Ash thing. I feel like, and I felt a little bad, especially towards Soko, because I saw Soko's face when I started describing it, and you saw his face.
I knew where it was going, dude, and I was just like, "Fuck this, I'm done." Hanzo actually, I kind of laughed it off with Hanzo mentioning it, because it's like, "Oh, haha, that'd be a good meme." Lol. Not prepared for it to actually happen.
I had that prepared pretty much the week after he died. I was like, "Hey, they never saw a corpse, right? There is a necromancer on the list."
I got off screen as soon as necromancy was mentioned. I knew this was a possibility. I knew it was, but I was like, "Nah, Dutch wouldn't do that to me."
I had like I said before on previous episodes of Dungeon Discourse. I have the list of all 10 of the cultists. I had that prepared the second you guys. I think the episode that y'all broke out of jail, and I had them all 10 there. I already knew all of their identities, and I knew who was who, and what was what. So I pretty much decided then and there when Ash died, I was like, hey, there's a necromancer among the crew. They're gonna do something with Ash's body, and whether I at that time I obviously didn't know when that was gonna come out to play and in what way. because like I said, there's a lot of things that even regarding Ash could have gone differently last sesh. But yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm glad that the audience also seemed to enjoy it, so that's good. But yeah, I wanted to just kind of go over, kind of take the episode, dissect it a little bit, and like the different like chapters, if you will, like, because there was a lot.
Yeah, that first part was I think we spent like 2 hours just convincing us not to kill Matrim.
Yes, that's the first part I want to talk about, is
Like-
the whole reunion with Matcham, because that took 2 hours of the sesh. That whole conversation was 2 hours, and I like Hanzo, you decided as Tramaris to be like, listen, I'm pissed, I'm gonna get out of here, and eventually Naurranc joined.
Yeah, but that wasn't due to Matrim. That was due to Kisserin.
No, yeah, okay, fair, but like eventually you joined, and we're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
What was? Just give me, like, I know already a little bit, just for clarity's sake. What was the reason behind that decision making? Why did you decide to?
So I wasn't there the session before, because of health issues, and Tramaris has had a thing where whenever he meets any of like the sort of cult leaders or anything, he just sort of snaps and attacks and rolls a nat 1. Like, that's his thing. He tries firebolt them and rolls a nat 1.
True.
That's his thing. But I wasn't there to do it the session before.
Yeah, true.
And I felt that like too much time had passed with them already like seeing him for me to do like an angry outburst. Like, it's like, well, it would have happened by now if it was gonna.
Yeah, it's a shame that you weren't there, because
So I had to do something else instead. So
it crossed my mind because I was there to kind of play out Tramaris in cases where it was needed.
To just throw a fireball.
But I was like, because then Kasserin and Nicole started to really like get into it, and I was like, I don't want to like.
You'd have had to roll a nat 1, or it wouldn't have been realistic.
Fair. Fair.
He rolled a nat 1.
Just like carefully place his dice with a nat 1 facing upward.
Not just roll it and say you rolled a nat 1.
That's the thing. That's the thing, is I actually think things would have gone relatively the same even if that happened, because I would have missed. I always do. And then I don't think he'd have instantly like seen me miss him. I don't think he had the sort of character where he'd have like taken that as, you know, oh, I need to fight them now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just been,
The
like,
thing is,
settle
even
down.
if you would have hit, you know, Matt knows that. Like, he knows that he kind of deserves it, and the cult kind of deserves it. So I don't think he would have immediately like, oh, daggers out and charges, or short sword out and charge at you. You know, like I don't think he would have.
I mean, he also has like fire resistance, so it wouldn't really hurt him.
Yeah,
that
plus
much.
he has fire resistance
So
because
it's
he's
kinda
he's a fire ganassi. So yeah. It's what you know. Like, what's firebolt? A D10 halved? Nah, not a big
Yeah,
deal.
so
2d10.
tops 5 damage.
Oh, because you can
Is
like
it 2? Oh, that's right, because level 5.
level 5. Yeah. So okay, so that's 2d10 halved. Easy. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, I don't think. Would have added some tension, but I don't think he would have decided to fucking like, he knew he was outnumbered, right? So he wouldn't, even if he would have been hit a couple of times, I don't think he would have engaged in proper combat unless he knew like these guys are gonna kill me.
I mean, I think he knew he was kind of like in the worst position anyways, so
Yeah. Fun thing, in case there was combat, me and James had a little meme set up, because it was like, I'm not gonna let you guys 1v.
those suits of armor, dude.
I'm not gonna let you guys 6v1 a fucking rogue, you know?
That
Like,
could have been fun.
come on now. So yeah, I gave him the sets of animated armor that I would control as a DM, but he would have to activate using a code word and whatnot. He
So-
also had, in case PvP would have happened, I would have given him a little buff in HP, and I would have given him, I gave him a set of spells that he technically wasn't high level enough for to use. But in case of like PvP, I decided 6v1, I'm gonna give you something extra a little bit, you know?
So, question about the suits of armor. If
Yes.
we killed him first without killing all the suits, would the suits stop working?
No.
Okay.
Once they're activated,
just like
they're activated, and either the owner turns them off or you dent them until they stop.
Just had no for curiosity's sake.
No, they wouldn't have stopped. They would have kept going, because it's not necessarily his spell That is, it's not necessarily his spell that keeps them going. It's just his spell that sparks up the magic, like inside of these suits of armor.
That code word, if anyone used it or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So the reason why I felt like giving him some extra spells and stuff was good because, you know, like it's 6v1, man. That's tough, bro. It's tough. Plus, he works for a cult that deals in magic, so we made it so that, you know, the council kind of the council just, you know, I taught him a couple of tricks here and there to kind of up his game. But hey, we didn't end up needing those because y'all decided after 2 hours to somewhat trust him. Smile. The first thing that I like, the first real choice I gave you guys, I guess, is when you know, those cultists came and were like, hey, oi, because you guys were out there, it made it a little easier for you guys, because if they would have knocked on the door and they would have heard like a kerfuffle inside, they would have probably, you know, either gotten back up or whatever. Then Matrim would have had to, like, you know, convince them that there's nothing going on, type thing. So yeah, but the reason, because you were out there and you guys both had the option to zippity zoop, I'm now a cultist. That diffused that situation a little bit. What were your thoughts, Soko, on that whole ordeal? Like, as Naurranc, not necessarily
like
as Naurranc, but also as Soko. Like, well, what did you think? What did you think was gonna happen?
Naurranc, like, once he got in the corridor, or just throughout the whole thing?
Just throughout the whole thing, with, you know, Gesaren kind of immediately fighting this guy out the window. I think that was something
Naurranc thought that was a little hasty.
Yeah, that was my thought as a DM. I was like, okay, well, she trusts him pretty easily. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been 60 years, but okay.
Because, you know, he knows it's been at least a good bit of time, right? Like, it wasn't like they had just, you know, gotten separated yesterday. Woo. You know, he knows it's been at least a little bit, because I don't think he knows exactly about the daughter, but he knows that she was the Tempest for a certain bit of time. So it's been, or maybe that was before. Naurranc's very confused on her past. It's a lot. Because I get confused on it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
it's a lot.
So I think Naurranc was mostly going off of Nicole's lead for the most part. Since Tramaris, you know, let himself out. He was more looking towards Nicole because Nicole was the one that had the real beef. Right?
Yeah, fair.
Like, Naurranc's, you know, obviously against the cult because what they're doing is fucked up and wrong. Like, you shouldn't be doing that, but, like, you know.
Yeah, fair.
He also doesn't want to just, like, overtly hurt Kassiran's feelings by killing him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd say the only two people in the party that really have a, like, reason to have it be, like, personal is Nicole, because they're hunting him, in a way. Yeah. And Tramaris, after what he's been through. All of you guys are just kind of, like, roped into this now, in a way. Especially, like, the OG party, so that's not Abra and not Naurranc. Like, they've been in it from the start, and you guys kind of got roped in as they went along. This is the first time that Abran had, like, an encounter with these people, which was pretty interesting as well. Because Abran joined after
all that. I just rescued everybody, and then we went to Kal'zir. Yeah, that was nuts. But then Kassiran decided to do a couple digs at Naurranc. Question him a little bit because I was getting a little aggressive.
Nah, she didn't. No. Hold up. She wasn't digging at you. Naurranc is just kind of. She said something about Elevantir, and that Naurranc took it personally.
That set him off. Yeah.
Naurranc took it personally, like, yo, don't assume these things.
Yeah.
And then responded in what is, you know, a little bit of a childish, like, well, he's your baby daddy. Fuck you, and I'm out. You know, like.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, because otherwise I probably would have.
You threw a little bit of a temper tantrum.
I mean,
a little bit.
I didn't flip her off when I saw her flip me off, so, you know, that.
Fair.
She wasn't any less childish per se. You know what I'm saying? But I'm probably gonna handle the situation differently. But like,
I mean,
from Rock's point of view, it's like, okay, you know, like I'm not questioning your past, like, and you trying to, you know, assume shit about mine. Like, no one's technically asked Rock about his past. When she's like, oh, we don't know anything about you, it's like, well, you haven't asked. So
True.
like, there's not a reason
has
for
no
you to
one
know.
asked? Yeah,
No one's asking
right,
questions about my background
Yeah.
at all, dude. No one's giving me shit. Like,
Fair.
I've honestly been really surprised about it. But Rock's like, all right, fuck it, dude. I'm not gonna just
Fair.
give him information for no reason. Although,
Um,
to be fair, we learned a lot about Naurranc. Holy fuck.
yeah, we'll get to that, the whole statue thing in a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the first thing that like the first decision you made that really altered the course of the sesh and the course of the adventure was deciding to rest. Deciding to
I was
rest
happy about that.
put a lot of changes, because if Matcham would have gone, you know, to meet with Uleth as he got requested, there would be no suspicion. He raised suspicion by not just showing up. Like, why are you not coming when I ask you to come? Uleth would have been downstairs. Would have not even been in his like lair. He would have been just in the like the general bottom floor of the castle. In that room that you guys shortly visited, where Kisaren gave one of those guys the alcohol, and he kind of like, just in that room, because that's like a general like break room type thing, and he would have, you know, they would have discussed what they had to discuss, and depending on if you guys were gonna follow him or maybe get caught, the fight could have gone down right there. You would have fought actual Ulef, because actual Ulef would have actually been there. The reason he left was because Matcham raised suspicion by just not showing up, and Ulef was like, that's a little weird. And he knows that there's this group of people, and he knows that Matcham has a connection to that group of people through Kisaren, because the big boss guy informed everyone but Matcham about the fact that, hey, this guy has a history, so be cautious. So as soon as some alarm bells went ringing, Ulef was out. He was like, yeah, fuck this shit, I'm not gonna be here. And then he contacted you know, the big old boss boy, and they started to set up this little like bait, I guess, and be like, okay, let's see what happens. And if you would have fought Uleth, you would have never encountered Ash, and Ash would have still sat in one of those tanks, further developing, and the project would have been picked up by someone else of the council or someone else in the cult.
I mean,
yeah,
we could have gone down there as well, though. Even after the fight.
You wouldn't have reason to, because
that's right.
You already searched the room and didn't find the illusory thing. The only reason that you knew about that was because Matcham was like, hey, I know that there's a door there that leads down. Because you already searched the room.
But
and
he might have brought it up, you know.
Fair.
So, like, we potentially could have, but yeah.
The chances would have been very, very slim. And the thing that I had planned for Ash was I was turning him into a revenant. Revenants typically are undead creatures that come to avenge their own death. So if they get murdered by someone, they come back to kill their murderer, in a way. That's what revenants do. So they were kind of like kind of trying to see if they could make him into a revenant, but then because they're the ones that have him, and technically the person that killed him is dead. Is not dead, never mind. I'm thinking about Ross, my bad. And technically, because they're like kind of fucking with him, experimenting, they were basically making like a Revenant hybrid where he would have the powers of a Revenant, would be fully mentally there, but the council would be able to control him, and you would have encountered him way later down the line, and he would have been a lot more, like a lot stronger than he was now. Yeah. But yeah, you guys did that, so.
Can I talk about one of my favourite moments that's happened?
Okay, dude, go for it.
Tramaris. That was like quite a while ago now, but I obviously haven't had a chance to talk about.
Go ahead, man.
It was just like a few sessions back where we were having a fight and Nicole got brainwashed. And he came over to attack me, and I went, let me check what the script says. I was like, you're trying to attack me? That's no cool of you.
Oh my yeah, the script jokes, honestly, dude, the script jokes have to stop, dude, because at some point someone's gonna take it seriously and we're fucked.
Dude, someone probably already has, dude.
In fairness, that we just had the one episode of like heavy script jokes, and then
Yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah,
think for the next couple weeks though, we even kind of
we've had a couple of episodes now where it's like, oh, check the script. Ooh. But yeah,
I was so happy with that pun.
That was a good pun. Like I'm not a big fan of puns, but that was a.
It was a higher tier than Gypsy puns, so
yeah, definitely. Chat, if you guys have any questions that I missed them, feel free to repeat them. Mods, if you spot any, I think only Gypsy is my mod right now.
Oh,
Gypsy,
yeah, I was to say,
if you spot any messages that slip by me and are questions about the episode or the series in general, just feel free to just overly repeat them in chat so I don't miss them.
Gypsy's question: how did Ulaf leave if the elevator has no lever?
I was just saying, is how badly would that backfire though if I failed the spell on Nicole then after making the script joke and the pun? Like that would have looked so bad.
Yeah, that would have. It's a good thing that it didn't.
That would have also been classic me. Like
I think it would have been better.
Yeah, definitely. So that whole thing spiraled into a totally new thing. There's a lot of things you missed in the labyrinth as well, by the way. There's a couple of rooms that you haven't been in, a couple of riddles that I kind of had to cut out for time's sake.
Which I'm happy about because I hate riddles.
So we can go over those if you guys are curious.
Sure, let's give Laura and Gypsy some fun times since they seem to absolutely love those.
Riddles are great, man.
Dude, I'm so bad at them. That's why I hate them. The dragon stuff was okay because, like, you know, I can do that. It's like just knowledge sort of stuff.
Let's see. Let's see. Where's my map of the fucking thing? Okay, yeah. So you did the root door. That was a fun one. That took you guys a lot longer than I thought it would. I was like, this is gonna be easy for them, right? No.
The thing is, it's one of those where we were obeying etiquette and like been very polite and stuff like that, but because we didn't say the very specific phrase, you know.
There's one magic word, and that's please. Yeah.
And that's riddles for you. You can be as close as fucking possible if you don't say
that's true. That's true.
Thing.
There's one room.
It's like if there was a riddle, then the answer was like stream, and you said like river. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. There's one room that had a puzzle in it called the blood painting, which is you would have entered a room which kind of interior-wise looked like that temple that you found, those sarcophagus, like sandstone pillars and some like wall murals and all that. And there would be a painting, like a white canvas set up with like a bunch of paint next to it. And the way that it would have happened is that if you would have gone into the room, a secondary painting would have kind of blocked the entrance door, made it so that you couldn't get out because of just the material the painting was made of. And there were primordial symbols telling a story of an ancient artisan and mage who famously used to paint and create these grand works of art with his own blood. But he was found ripped in half in his own chambers while working on his magnum opus, a painting of a large, like, bird. A rock. If you were to go and paint the canvas in the room with normal paint, nothing would have happened. It would have sucked into the canvas, nothing would have happened. But reading the whole, like, he did it with his own blood thing would have probably got you thinking, like, oh, maybe we should use our own blood. And basically what would have happened is if you would have painted something...
And we'd have sacrificed Jim's character.
Yeah, exactly. Now, depending on the person who used their blood, so if it were Naurranc, who would have like cut himself and used his blood to paint something, doesn't really matter what, a copy of himself would have entered the room through that painting that covered the door. And you would have had to fight him, and killing fake Naurranc would have let you out. Because the reason is, the painter that used his own blood for his works, he drew the rock, and the rock came to life and fucking tore him in half. That's like the thought behind the riddle. That's how the painter died. It's because he used blood to paint this rock, and the rock came to life and just fucking tore him to shreds. But yeah, that would have been how you...
That would have been so fun.
Would have gotten out. Yeah, so you would have fought like a copy of yourself, or if multiple people would have sacrificed their blood, there would have been a couple of you guys, like copies of yourself, really, with the same abilities, same, like, everything. And that would have been really cool to see. Not gonna lie.
That would have been actually pretty great.
Let's see. We have, you know, the statue. Big up the demigoddess of knowledge. Man, that was fucking great. I did not expect the amount of questions.
What do you mean, dude? It's a fountain of knowledge.
Yeah, but I would not think. Like, I knew Laura or Kassarin was gonna ask something, or was gonna be wanting to ask something. I knew that, and I was prepared for that because they want to know where their kid is, right? I had a sneaking suspicion Bran might have been like,
Bran was so close, too.
Yeah. But when Actanis like kind of started asking questions, I was like, wait, I was not prepared for that. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then when you, Hanzo, like during the fight went back, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I know exactly what I was gonna ask too.
I had to see if there's a way of saving Ash.
Yeah, as soon as you said I'm gonna go back to the statue, I was like, oh, I know what he's gonna ask. But just that, like, I was not ready for that. I was like, wait, I did not, like, that was not in my list of possibilities that could occur, you know? I was surprised that it aged us.
Do you think if so? Here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if you had have predicted that and had more time to sort of prepare, do you think you would have made it possible to save Ash, or do you think you'd have still had the answer as no?
I asked myself that question after the sesh, and I think on one side that would be really cool, but I think on the other side, not necessarily that. On the other side, I would have been like, nah, that's just, you know, like, he died, got brought back, and once something is undead, it's really hard to really reverse that. So I think it's better having him just permanently be done now than have that potential of bringing him back. It would be cool, definitely, but I think I'm happy with that I made the decision that no, he's too far gone. I'm sure I would find a way to make it possible if I really had studied it and really had like prepared for the question, but I think closing that chapter in a way is a better...
Yeah, I don't mind, because I like death being like a permanent, because, you know, it teaches you to become attached to your characters and try avoid them dying, and then when death happens, it makes it much more meaningful and impactful, rather than he'll be back in 3 weeks. You know,
yeah, I 100% agree.
I like death being permanent, but you know, sometimes when the pieces align, you know what I mean, like,
yeah, when you have like stuff like Revivify and stuff like that, I think it changes it a little bit. But
the thing is, like, especially early level, I feel like death should be, like you guys,
100%.
Death should be something that is pretty irreversible. And
it's
very hard. I mean, Revivify is a little different because you have to like be there on the spot pretty much. Like if you wait, it's gone.
Yes, but, like at the same time, I don't know.
Another time, like I think it's acceptable is if you bring back a character who has been gone a long time.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if we'd have lost, were we level 2 when Ash died?
Yeah, I think
level
so.
3.
We level 3? Level 3, fair enough.
So imagine if we like had gone then to level like 12. And encountered zombie, you know, and like found a way to rescue him. That would have been cool because it'd have been so far,
exactly,
removed from it. You know what I mean? It would have just been a cool sort of story moment. But only 2 levels later is a bit like.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you could still potentially, like, when you're like super high level, because then you have shit like true resurrection or wish, you know. So it's still not completely impossible, but. What I like to do with death, and what I have like a system planned for if that moment ever happens where one of you like dies and you want to like do a resurrection spell or whatever. I have a ritual plan. It's not going to just be like a, hey, you spent the money, here's your friend back. You'll spend the money for the components and stuff, but there is a ritual with several steps that need to be made and DCs that need to be met with roles and stuff, because and the most important thing is, for instance, Naurranc dies, right? I'll have Naurranc leave the call, and I'll have him in my DMs, and he can listen along on stream to what you guys are saying, and I'll be like, okay, Naurranc, is what they're saying and doing enough for Naurranc's soul to want to come back, or is Naurranc okay with, because at the end of the day,
he dies, and we're all just there going, good riddance.
No, but for real,
fuck you guys didn't help me.
No, but for real though, because I feel like death needs to be impactful, and I feel like at high level, death is a little bit of a nuisance, So I need a way to make that, even for high level, make death a serious danger, a serious threat.
That's a problem that, say, like, comic books have run into, is that they've brought so many people back from death that now when they do storylines where characters die, everyone's like, they'll be back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like, and I want to try my best to absolutely avoid that effect on our campaign. I want death to be very hard to come back from, even at a high level. Because what's the point, Like, where's the risk? If you know that for a fact that, even if we don't recover at least a part of his body, we have someone that can do true resurrection. Easy, dude.
Easy, dude.
I think that kind of, well, how do you say, is there really a risk to playing the game anymore? Is there really a reason for Octanus not to go super reckless and just walk into a room of fucking demigorgons, knowing that they can bring him back? I don't think that's fun. Death needs to have a meaning, because several reasons. Because like Hanzo said, you get attached to your character and you're gonna go out of your way to avoid doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Most of the times, most players.
Like fighting a level 15 guy at level 3.
But also
I still take out half his health though, to be fair.
And I love that. I love when people get sort of so into like actual role playing that their character that they will do things that we all know out of character are dumb,
completely stupid,
just because it's what their character would do. Like an example I always give is, in one of my campaigns, I had like a white dragon that was in human form as a quest giver, and he was once like an ass to our orc barbarian. So our orc barbarian swung his axe at him. And everyone out of character was like, dude, that's stupid. Why would you do that? That's a fucking white dragon. And he was like, me smash. He was like, he's an orc barbarian.
Smash.
I mean, fair, yeah. Did he play like Did he play like a proper orc or a half orc? Was it like a proper?
Proper orc.
Oh, okay,
like,
so that makes sense then.
Bricks,
Yeah, they're not that. They're not that smart, They're
and
not.
I love that. I loved that he did something.
Animal asses.
I loved that it did something so sort of totally out of character, stupid, but it's because it's what his character would do. It's roleplaying.
Yeah. It's not what would John do. It is what would his character do. That's an important distinction that I think a lot of D&D players, especially beginners, don't necessarily do. That are like,
I don't want my character to die.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, even if you even if you as a player know it's stupid, but if you've been role-playing your character for fucking weeks, months, years, whatever, and you suddenly make a decision that really fights with what the character has been doing for so long, that no one wants to see that, right? Like no one wants to.
It's like in that last fight of the last session. If I was been me out of character. Mm-hmm. I abandoned my 5 party members as their healer to fight without me. You know what I mean? Like in a boss fight. You know what I mean? That wasn't the smartest decision, but in character.
But it made sense, and no one.
It made sense for Tramaris to do
and
that.
No one questioned. The beautiful thing I think is that no one questioned it when you said it. I'm gonna go back to the statue. No one was like, "Wait, are you abandoning us? Why aren't you fighting?" No one questioned it, and that means that you've been playing your character well, and other players know your character and know that is something that you would do, which is fucking great.
Put on the thug sunglasses when you did it though.
I feel like that was. I hadn't seen it coming, but when you said it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense to me. it was great, and it made for a. You know, when there's a lot of D&D stuff out there where people are just like, oh, let's fight everything. Yeah, yeet, dab, skirt.
Murder hobo.
Murder hobos.
I fucking love those campaigns.
But like, for it, like Tramaris has done tried to avoid fights in a way twice now, with the Griffin or the Hippogriff. I forget which one it was.
Fucking Griffin, dude. It only got saved
where
by
you literally nursed it to health and avoided combat. Maybe one like there's a fucking Griffin out there now somewhere. That's grateful and recognizes you.
I'm tilted about that. Not gonna lie.
Did I ever tell you about the campaign I DM'd once where I started to play us off in a prison ship, and like it was in port, you know, docked, getting resupplied, and the players broke out of it, and I expected them to just go onto the dock, you know, run away. But they commandeered the ship, and I totally had not planned for that, and this campaign just sort of ended up becoming like a boat-based campaign.
Sick,
they just sailed
dude.
around the place, like buying like new cannons for the ship, upgrading its sails, and also it just became like a full-on ship-based campaign.
That's sick, dude.
That's awesome, though. We always joked about that.
Hanzo last session did some amazing fucking RP. Yes, he did. Hanzo fucking blew me away, and like I've had 2 moments so far this campaign where I got a little like teary-eyed. One was last session with that ending speech, you know, when Tramaris went over to Ash's corpse and like said his goodbyes and did the whole speech thing. That really got me. I was a little choked up on that.
Same.
And some of Belle's RP has also gotten me. Has gripped me in the past. Where it's like shit. God, fuck. Like that
now
was
it's time
definitely
for Anime Beach episode, commandeering a boat for the endless sea.
The endless sea, by the way, endless. Spoiler alert! You want to know what's
Or,
there? There's
hey,
nothing because
we're
there's no
in
end.
Respite, huh?
That'd be hilarious. Like me and Gypsy joked about it, where I called the endless sea on the western side of like the continent the endless sea, and I told Gypsy just as a meme, like you should call the eastern side of your continent like that sea the endless sea. That secretly we both play on the same world, but the people both like continents just don't know that each other exists in a way.
It was so far apart.
Yeah. So we memed about it a little bit. That would be super funny.
That'd be so great.
Yeah, but yeah, they would be super far apart because there's kind of like the way I described is that people that have tried to go there, it's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle, you know, ships go missing.
It's like a Last Light in Game of Thrones, like the sea to the west of Westeros, you know, where like no one knows where that leads, and like people have sailed out there and just never returned.
Yeah,
and like
that's
the
the
people
same
who
thing.
have returned have gone totally like insane because they've just been out at sea for so long.
Yeah, like for
a journey like that.
for the way I did it, it's just people that did go there never returned. Ships were never seen again. I was just they're gone. And maybe one day, you know, like. Ooh. So both RP to find the other side. Maybe one day, man. Maybe one day. I'm not gonna say anything because obviously I have ideas for how my players could potentially utilize the endless sea.
Yo, hints.
You know, but I have some islands I have like
subject.
scattered around there that no one has ever
We gotta
explored.
go find a gold elemental though.
On the subject of like the Tramaris speech at the end of the last session and stuff, though, for chat, I was saying this before we started, but I'll say it to like chat as well. So no, I still don't know how that's gonna like affect Tramaris. Like, you know, having that chance to sort of say his goodbyes to Ash and stuff. Like, I haven't decided like where my Tramaris' character is gonna go from here. Like,
See, man, it's gonna be interesting
Yeah, dude,
because
I don't know, man.
Tramaris has gone into a pretty dark path since Ash died. So it's interesting to see. Is that gonna continue, or is he maybe this like, I don't know, this thing was with Ash maybe puts him off that a little bit. Like, we'll see, dude. Like, that's yeah. Like, at the end of the day, you know, like whatever you end up deciding will be fucking sick. But it's interesting. Yeah, interesting. Roskilde is actually the endless sea. Yeah, you're right. He is the ocean. No, I have ideas for the endless sea. Like, I have some islands in my head that are like that are spread around there that no one has visited before, but obviously someone has, and you know, mostly bad guys.
That's where we find fucking Luke in hiding.
Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake, dude. God damn it.
No, that's where Ash's real body is.
Yeah, lol, it was all a ploy.
It's all a hologram, dude. We fought a fucking hologram.
Yeah, speaking of the statue, Koiba,
Oh god.
like, if you, like, the way I have it, so there are several exits out of the fortress, right? So you can, one of which obviously everyone has in their mind is going back to what became, lol. But if you do that, you could potentially quickly, hop skip towards the statues. So yeah, there you could still ask questions if you really wanted to, and that's the path you take. But this is me as a DM. Knowledge comes at a price, and the more you want to know, the bigger the price.
I got years.
Mm.
Some people don't have that luxury though.
Yeah, I was just like YOLO throwing mine away because I've still got another 400 in me.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, people like with like Koiba, you just don't have that many years. Or Ictonis, dude, fucking, we noticed Ictonis is gonna be looking a little different too, so that's gonna be something to comment on.
Yeah, her hair is
because not many people will have noticed it now because we're a bit wrapped up in the event. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
yeah,
she's
but
gonna have
a
to-
good portion of her hair is now completely white, whereas it was previously just like a small streak. It really has turned into like, I'd say a good 20% of Ictonis her hair is like white currently, like white, not gray, but like just white, just bright white. So yeah, it's that's the thing. But obviously, the more you ask, the bigger the price will be. Like the price tag increases per question asked.
Do you think if the campaign goes on long enough, we'll end up with like a Logan style situation where Tramaris has just outlived everyone? And he's just on his own.
Yeah, probably,
Aww.
dude. Like he lives on this like little hamlet overlooking on a cliff, with like all of his friends' graves in like a nice like well tamed graveyard.
Bro, why would you do that to
and
me?
just sits out there, man.
with his pet griffin.
With his pet griffin,
Yes,
yep.
dude.
That'd be so nice. Yo, fan art? Question mark?
Yeah.
Terrible. That'd be terrible, bro. Holy shit.
Can you, dude? Like what? That's like movie ending though.
I mean,
You
that's
know
the
what I
thing
mean?
as well, right? That's what I
Like-
considered. Like, if we ever get to a point where we end this campaign and we do a second one, right? I will definitely.
Do you put it in the same world or do you put it somewhere else? Or,
100% will put it in the same world. 100%.
Yeah, I've always loved the idea. It's like have I told you I've told you probably that like I used to run that Warhammer fantasy roleplay.
Yeah.
Right? Well, that has a system where like you give your character like a goal, and if your character ever accomplishes their goal, they like retire into the world and like live that goal, and you start a new character. So, for example, if you're playing just like a poor person, their goal could be to own a mansion, like climb their way up and own a mansion. And if they ever reached that, you make a new character and they become like an NPC in the world living in their mansion. And I've always thought that's such a fucking
sick.
cool idea.
Yeah, what I would do is probably do it the Critical Role way, where it's like it's in the same world, same realm, different location, X amount of years later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because there is like, listen, I've started doing a little more world building and stuff. I mean, there's math. There is we have the Expanse. We have Socoler. Those two are like in utilization right now. Expanse is your guys' campaign. Socoler is the one to your north, which is where the off-screen campaign takes place right now. But there is Thermagar, the Burning Scar, Flatlands, and the Valen Forest. 4 more provinces out there. Like.
I thought there was one north of the Socoler as well, or is that Thermagar?
That's Thermagar. That's like the snowy mountains.
Oh, it's like huge then.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. It's
Oh,
like
which
it's like the
one?
North Pole in a way, which like it kind of covers the
Which
entire.
one did Tramaris come from? Because I know he's not from the Expanse, is he?
No, you're from a forest in Socoler. Is where
Okay.
Tramaris is from. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta visit those ruins next to Dawn Edge.
Metagame.
There's a little church that I gotta go to.
Yeah, just out of the blue, randomly, because your other character
Naurranc
found out something
he has a vision of it. You know what I'm saying?
of this white dragonborn fighting this elemental made of gold. Yeah, good one.
Yeah, he got to sit down real quick.
Yeah, when do we go to the Flatlands? Maybe, dude. Maybe. I've told you guys before, and I'll tell it again. I have these artifacts in the works, which will be spread out all over the place and over several realms.
And we're gonna have to travel.
We end up meeting an explorer called Christoph Colombo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
who's going to sail the sea to the west and see where he comes, where he goes. Never to be heard from again.
And he was funded by the Empress of Socoler.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for the sub, you fucking legend.
Unfortunately,
Retro
Must be a thing now.
with the 2 months in a row. Thanks for the sub, bud. Unfortunately, peanut butter. Hey guys, Dutch phrases make no sense, by the way. Thanks for the resub, bro. Appreciate you.
Unfortunately, peanut butter.
No, like I'll probably you might, and fuck, I don't know like how long this campaign's gonna last. Is it gonna be a year, 2 years? I don't know. We'll see. As long as my pen writes and you guys are having fun, whatever, dude. But like you're not gonna explore everything, right? So
I mean, is that a challenge?
no, it's not. It's realism.
Bet, bro.
But yeah, like if we ever end up doing a campaign too, it will be same world, same realm, different location. And say 20, 30 years later, so that where it's still possible to encounter characters, NPCs, maybe even your old,
we all die, smile.
maybe even your old player characters from the previous campaign in an NPC form, just like X amount of years older.
Tramaris is Maul. Hey, darn.
What?
Dude, now I've just got this image. Fuck. Tramaris on the cliff, man. It's just stuck in my mind now. He's like the Luke Skywalker.
And
Star Wars movies.
We need.
For instance, a villain you guys fight gets away. That's just perfect to make them a thing to come back in campaign 2.
Something I should probably mention to you guys that I think at the moment only Laura knows, maybe. I'm dropping out of university.
I heard I think you mentioned it to me either in the DMs or maybe before Unselect. Yeah, I vaguely remember something like that.
University because my mental health is shit and I'm like legit like suicidal a lot and stuff. So it's like,
take care of yourself.
Like, as much as I'd like the degree, it's not worth dying for. You know what I mean? Like it's not worth.
Oh yeah.
Fucking my health and mental health.
You can always go back for it as well. Like it's
take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, man. Like we all love you.
Yeah.
I hope you know that.
I'm gonna drop out and just actually get a normal job because like the thing I was saying to. Like the way I've been explaining to people is like, I was like my mum's carer for like 9 years. When you're a carer, you can't ever switch off. You've got to be ready 24/7. Even when you're asleep, you've got to be ready to get up and go anytime. You've always got stuff on your mind. And at uni, because when you get home, you've still got reading to do, essays, homework. You know what I mean? I still can't switch off, and it's like I've gone 10 years now without ever being able to like. Switch off, and it's just too draining. You know what I mean? Like I need to just get normal like 9 to 5 where I can just go in, work all day, go home, and just totally switch off and just actually be able to relax once.
You gotta like definitely take care of yourself, bro. Like we like even when, like whenever you can't make a session because you have so much shit going on, or like health, whether that's mental health or physical health, like no one ever like blames you for anything. Like we know that you're going through a lot of shit. Take care of yourself, man. We love you.
It's not like when Gypsy oversleeps.
Yeah, Gypsy's just a dickhead, fuck him. But no, like for real though. Yeah, relearn chilling out, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Just like be your life is a little more important than a D&D game or whatever else. So definitely take care of yourself. Let's see, what have we discussed so far? We discussed Ash, we discussed
I think we're at, unless you have more to talk about in the Naurranc conversation, the statue. Talking about.
Let's see. Chat, you guys have any questions? Definitely fucking let me know. One thing as well, what I really liked is when I mentioned Uleth being an Aasimar. Gypsy kind of went,
yeah, dude, he perked up so quick. Oh.
And I like how Gypsy asked me, was he an Aasimar before Bran was an Aasimar? And I was like, yeah, he was an Aasimar from the beginning, bud.
What I think was funny is that Gypsy was during the break while I think you were doing your thing. And she's like, oh, dude, I wonder if he's a fallen Aasimar or something like that. Like, Gypsy, if he's a bad guy, he's probably a fallen Aasimar, but don't sweat it because why does it really matter? Aasimar is Aasimar, and he just got like super tilted by it. It was great.
Yeah, he's an Aasimar, and he was an Aasimar from the beginning. He's a fallen Aasimar. Like, he's an Aasimar, doesn't really like his god anymore. Likes to play god himself, being, you know, necromancy and all that. But yeah, he's definitely an Aasimar. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Oh god.
And that's gonna be definitely like when Gypsy told me like he's playing Aberran, he's playing an Aasimar. Very like I am a god boy. Yeah, yeet dab. Whenever the two meet, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting because that's gonna be so Aasimar. God is great, not God sucks. God is, you know, it's gonna be fucking great, dude. Love it.
Gypsy's gonna throw a Bible at him.
I mean, he could be from a different god, right? So I haven't 100% decided what god he's gonna be an Aasimar from. I have a couple of ideas, but we'll see.
Gypsy, can you just please throw a Bible at him? That's all I want. I just want you to pull a Bible out of your backpack and throw it at him.
Speaking of Aasimars, I read this funny thing on Tumblr the other day where it was like person 1. Sure, I may not read the player's handbook or know what an Aasimar is or calculate basic math, but I'm gay, I'm having fun, and I'm eating dice, so who really cares? Person 2, Aasimar is that thing where you get real close to the microphone and talk right.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Dutch needs to give me a Bible. I mean, I would say that if you want it, like for real, I'd say you have like a little bit of a book with you. You know, like the tenets of real.
I've got a Bible.
You do, don't you?
Bible.
Oh,
but, you know.
yeah.
I forgot we even had that as an item.
The Art of War. Oh man, that's gonna be good though. Whenever you guys eventually meet, because you don't know. Like, okay, I lied. Matt has told you that hey, Ulet has a home somewhere in Kalzir. That's like the only lead you have right now of where the fuck this guy is. And I know Nakul's ready to fucking smash some skulls because he's so mad that he didn't get to fucking.
Nakul's so pissed right now.
Nakul is so pissed.
Oh shit.
Gypsy, I'll have a little look-see. I can actually, because I can't fucking tab out of Discord right now because I can. So I'll read it after the stream, bud.
I love how bad Koiba spelled that.
That's a really bad spelling of Kalzir, Koiba. You should be ashamed. Like right now, you guys are in that room. Have you really like explored the room yet, or was it just like an overall? What does the room look like? Smile?
We didn't really get time to because it was like, Matcham started talking with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to stab him after being super cliche, and I hate him for it. And then we fought, and then that's where we ended. After Tramaris said some things over Ash's body. Yeah. So there's you know. That's like, I guess
everyone wanted to end like straight away, and I was like, no, I need to say things.
Yeah, and it made sense. Whenever my players are, hey, should we end? Smile. I'll be like, no, because I want to end it. You know.
Yeah, I gotta do this before we end.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually, people will learn that I know exactly when to end things. Anyway,
should talk more about the statue, I guess.
We could, yeah. Statue kind of got to me last minute. It was a way because I wanted to find a way to, because you guys all have your backstories, you all have things that you need to know. It was my way of kind of supplying you something that could help get your backstory started in a way. Like, you know, Tramaris asked, hey, where can I find the next map piece? Smile. And stuff like that. And you asked about, you know, the Wandering Forest and Yirma. Was there any more puzzles and riddles we skipped? The blood painting that I described. What's the other one? Shit. There was an.
I don't know, dude.
Fuck.
We didn't
There
see
was
it,
another
so.
one. Wait. Yeah. There was gonna be one room where, as soon as you entered, you would activate like a tripwire type thing. If you, which was really like, which is hidden on the inside of the door. So as soon as you open a door, it would have activated. So that would be pretty impossible for you to, unless you like nat 20'd to detect that trap, because that's how it's designed.
Yeah.
Where as you trigger it, whoever walks into the room first gets cut off from the rest, and he would have to like go through like a gauntlet of puzzles to get himself out, all while slowly the room would be filling up with sand pouring in from the ceiling. So eventually you could, you know.
Dude, if I had gotten to that, because I generally lead the party a lot. It happens.
But you guys walked past that room, so you know.
Dude, if I'd gotten in that, I probably would have died. Low key though, because I suck at puzzles and riddles, and they wouldn't be able to metagame help me. So
is that inspired by what's that British like? Oh, is it in British? That like game show where they have to go into rooms and solve puzzles by and all the rooms like filled with sand and shit.
No.
Oh, okay. Can't remember what it's called. Crystal Maze. There we go. Gypsy's.
I have never heard of that. But yeah, that's cool. That's kind of the idea, I guess. Is there would be a couple of puzzles, and if you got to solve that while sand was being poured into the room slowly, you know, making it slowly filling it up, so that you would have decent time. But you know, eventually. But yeah, that you skip that room. Not gonna tell, like, there's a couple of closed doors besides puzzle rooms. There's still like options for you guys to go, so you guys could potentially still encounter it if you make a wrong turn at some point. But yeah, there's definitely one thing I'm going to like give you is that there are definitely several ways to get out of this place. Besides, you know, the obvious, let's go back the way we came, smile. Because, you know, it's a villain's lair in a way. There's some little memes that you guys don't know about. But you know, could know about if you search hard and long enough. Is Tramaris gonna take Ash's item before we cremate him?
I thought we already took a lot of Ash's stuff.
You do you still have that ring? Because or did you bury it with him?
No, I buried. No, did I bury?
I think someone changed your mind on that last minute. Kind of like, no, don't bury the ring.
Yeah, I thought you still had it, but I could be wrong.
Was it Lozan? I think it was Lozan. I think it was Lozan. I was like, hey, listen, don't bury that thing. Let's.
I think he said that, but I think Tramaris still buried it with him.
The ring was
and
buried?
Lozan was going to grab it, but then didn't.
Let me check my notes because I'm curious.
I know that Duke was thinking about trying to steal this stuff out of the grave because it was expensive. Because someone threw in something like real nice in there. He was like, "Ooh, I kind of want that."
Maybe I wrote it on the wiki. Hang on.
It's not in my inventory, so I'm pretty sure I don't still have it.
Okay, no, I haven't put it on the wiki as well.
I don't have it as Naurranc. I know that for sure. Someone will have to go back and watch.
Maybe it was buried. Yeah, maybe it was buried, and like
I think it was buried.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you guys did bury the ring, but other than that, you have like you guys got like his inventory, besides like the things that the cult owned and took back. But like he was still wearing his like robes, and he was still wearing the same clothing he was when he died, same daggers and all that. But yeah, so like all of his valuables are already gone. But yeah, he's still, you know, wearing the robes, robes. I guess it's kind of like robes, but it's also kind of a little more than that. I don't know. They're not like robes, but they're kind of like.
Yeah, but they're robes.
Yeah.
They're like that weird mix.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so there's definitely yeah, so because you guys did mention cremating him, so that's gonna have to take place at some point as well. Yeah, as far as that goes, I think that's pretty much all that you guys did last time. Next episode's gonna be interesting, especially because I gotta prepare for several things. How long you guys spend down there will also have an impact. Like the longer you stay down there. There's gonna be several ways out. There's gonna be so much like potential shit that you guys could go through. Like Bran still has the lever for the elevator, so you guys could just take that up still. There's a lot, man. And then what's on the list? You know, you guys going to Kalzir?
Yeah, probably.
What are you guys doing there? How are you guys gonna figure out where this guy is potentially?
Well, we're gonna be waiting for. First off, we're gonna wait for Rakul to message us about the hideaway, because that's where we're gonna take Matrim.
Yeah, you guys know. You guys know of where it is. You know that it's an abandoned building in the residential area, with a well in the yard. But you guys don't know how to like enter the.
But he said he would like message us in our heads again or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
I want to go find a bakery.
Naurranc's got some business that he wants to do in Kalzir, so that works for him.
I mean, and you know, there is that ominous message that was before Ulef zoinked away. It was, she has your eyes, by the way. So you know, that might make the whole going to Kalzir thing.
Tramaris still has to tell Kisser and the rest of that.
Yep. Which yeah.
It doesn't sound good.
Nicole has something he wants to do. Does he want to go back to that gnome and give him his book back?
Dude, if he wants to go back to that gnome, oh god. God bless his soul, dude.
There's probably like this. There's probably right now at this moment, this gnome is having nightmares of this big blue dragonborn bully that
stole his book.
No.
I think that's a no. Oh man, what do you guys like to do in your spare time? Boy, I like to grab an ale. I like to bully gnomes.
And goblins.
Bruh.
One of my favorite ongoing jokes is Naurranc looking for the goblin.
Dude.
Oh my
god.
And one day I'm gonna write him back in, and that's the day he rolls a nat 1
It's
on
gonna
his
be the day
perception
I roll
check.
bad perception, dude.
Yep.
It's gonna be. Like, I'll have like a plus 12 perception by then, right? And I'll still fuck
Hey,
you.
rolling that 1. Oops.
Yeah, dude.
I won't tell you guys what I know about Kissarin's daughter. I'm gonna save that obviously for next session. when I
Yeah,
reveal it to Kissarin.
obviously.
But I'll give you a hint. Dutch has already talked about it this episode.
I'm not even gonna try and look for that.
Yes, I have actually.
I'm just gonna wait for the episodes. It's
I
easier.
have. Yep.
Yeah, I put 2 and 2 together, Dutch. Don't worry.
Good job.
Yeah, but it's
'cause-
easier for him because he has it, you know, like.
Yeah, the statue told you, like you told Matt that she's alive, correct? Or like that
I
she's.
didn't tell them where she is or anything.
Yeah.
I just told
Or
them
if she was even alive. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I told them she was. But that could also be a lie. I could have like Laura has
You
it in
said
her
let's keep
head.
her head in the game.
Yes,
Yeah.
Laura has it. Like she is set on the idea that I just
Yeah.
lied to keep them in the game. Like,
Yeah. It's yeah, man. It's fucking. I'm just reading Gypsy's DM about like the whole ASMR thing.
That's the more thing.
It's low-key freaking out. Yeah,
I told you,
because
dude.
like the only thing is, what I'm thinking of doing is because there's gonna be 3 days of travel again to get to Kalzir. You know, you have your horse and carriage waiting for you.
Naurranc wants
in
to do something
Dragmere.
on that, but
What I'll probably end up doing is instead of like, you know, this, what's up, Kamikaze? Instead of doing like the whole RPing out 3 days, I'll just be like, the travel takes you approximately 3 days. Is there anything specific you want to do while on that trip? And we'll kind of fast forward it through it that way while you guys can still do the things that you want to do. To kind of save time a little bit, you know? Yes,
Naurranc's
Kamikaze,
got
I
an
got a
idea.
haircut because I looked like a hobo.
Gypsy
oh,
says
where's
he's
that
checked in
then,
the ring.
though?
Gypsy said he checked and the ring isn't in the grave.
Oh,
So I guess he went and dug up the grave and checked.
Yeah. Wow, Gypsy? Digging up graves, dude? Fuck. It's disgusting. You disgust me!
Gypsy, you can't tell us because we already know because you're an ASMR. He's an ASMR. You know, cool. Go suck
ASMR,
your
dude.
cousin's dick. Lol.
Excuse me?
I mean, that's how that works, right? All ASMR cousins, they're all related.
I think you're confused with Texans, but
Wait, Texas? That's not even the right state.
is it Alabama? I don't fucking know, dude. I'm not from America, alright, dude?
Alabama.
And
would've been, like,
anywhere
better.
in the Bible Belt.
Anywhere in the Bible Belt.
No, I mean, like, I would say there's like 3 states.
Is Alabama
that,
one of
like,
them?
Are, like, really known for that. Alabama's one of them.
I'll take that.
Yep.
Or, like Louisiana or Mississippi.
Yeah.
I would say those 3 if you
boy.
want to reference that. Or, yeah, Those are probably the 3 biggest ones.
Dutch, how do you spell Mississippi? Go.
Mississippi, isn't it? Wait, M-I... Is it 1 S or 2 S? I think it's 2 S's, double S. I, double S again. I-P-P-A? I at the end, sorry. A lot of S's, a lot of P's, a lot of I's.
M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I.
Yeah, okay. I got... Nailed
Sounds
it!
mental when you say it like that.
Nailed it. Listen. I's and A's sound different in Dutch, that's why I got confused. But I meant I, promise. Pinky swear. I made a calendar, by the way. I don't know if I discussed that. I finally determined the calendar of the world. So it's a 12-month calendar, similar to us. It's every month is 30 days. Just every month straight up is 30 days, and a week is 7 days. But the only big difference is that every month has 30 days. So there's no February meme or 31 days in month. It's all 30 days, which makes it quick math. 360 days a year.
That's hard math.
No, 12 times 30, dude. And I have the, I can go over the days and stuff because the days and months are called differently. They're not Monday, Tuesday.
Called Mondas, Tudas.
Close.
Way down.
All the months are derived of December or January, but just they end differently. So the month of January is Genuan, Febris, Man, Apnim, Min, Juv, Jumes, Ausim, Septimon, Octabrin, Novin, Desion. Those are the months.
Sounds like you're speaking Dutch.
It's not, promise. And then we have Movdas, Tuendas, Wessendas, Thirdas, Firdas, Sasdas, Sandas. Very Elder Scrolls-y, where it's kind of the same, but not really. But having a calendar makes it easy for me to keep track
How
of.
many federal holidays are there?
None.
Wait, they run under a federal government?
I guess. But
news to me.
now I can clock you guys, right? Okay, so if you're gonna spend 3 days traveling to Galzir, it's gonna be that day when you arrive, that month,
Do we get Empress Day off, where no evil can happen? Lol.
Maybe, dude, maybe.
That can be the fucking anime beach episode.
Exactly, dude. I'm trying to plan vacation ahead of time. You know what I'm saying?
Dicks. No. Yeah, that's something I did, and I'm kind of happy with because that way it makes it a little more consistent.
We'll just all recreate our characters in Dead by Day, not Dead by Day, but in Dead or Alive, and then.
Oh God.
Good point.
Jiggle physics. Man, imagine just how Octanus would look like that. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. That's horrible.
That's a challenge for anyone who is watching who has Dead or Alive.
Fucking hell.
Imagine Abran.
I mean, listen, dude. His god is a bull, bro. Bulls have big dicks, dude. I'm just saying.
Gypsy. I don't need to get the barmaids drunk. I just have to get him in my bed. Difference, dude. Come on.
Tough, bro. Tough. Let's see. I'm kind of out of stuff that I want to talk about, so unless y'all have anything specific. But overall, chat, both of you and my guests here, overall, if there are anything, any things where you're hey, man, this isn't right, blah, blah, because it's my first time properly DMing as well, so if at any point something that you feel like I could have done better, let me know, because I'm here to learn too.
I always do.
You could have not killed Ash, Smile.
You did that yourself, to be fair.
Right foot blow, that's all I'm saying. You could have let me kill him.
No?
But no, I always send you DMs if I ever have any feedback or. But the thing is,
I still need to DM you the statue questions too.
Yeah, you do.
Legitimately, I rant about how good a DM you are all the time. I even talk to my brother out of game about how good a DM you are, how much you impress me. For your first time DMing, you are fucking insanely good.
That's wild, because coming from someone like you who has that insane amount of DM experience, I'm just kind of
but I'm not a good DM, so.
I mean, I have never had the pleasure of having you DM something, so
Sassy has. That's sassy.
Sassy, how
But
good a DM is Hanzo?
that does mean a lot, man. Because like I'm super self-conscious when it comes to this shit. Because like I'm very critical about myself. I rewrite shit. I like when I prepare for a session, I rewrite shit like 3 to 4 times a week. Because I'm just like, nah, this is not good enough. This is.
Oh, actually, I do have a request.
But yeah, all of you guys, constantly saying like, "Hey, you do a good job" and stuff. It's really incredible to me because I feel like I just always feel like I could do so much better, I guess, and I'm just horrible when it comes to. I'll never like acknowledge that I did a good job because I don't know. There's always that like fear of like, wait, what if?
But
my
that drive
players
to be
hate
better
me?
is what makes people do so well. You know what I mean?
Otherwise, you get complacent and
Yeah, it's true. I guess
you might
it's
not
just
do as good as you thought you would.
even when you guys say, "Hey, man, fucking lit job, you did great." I always have that like thought in the back of my head, like, what if they're lying, dude? What if they just don't want to like?
I'm lying straight to your
Do,
face.
do, do I strike you as the person?
That's the thing. I know it's a fucking.
Would I really
it's a,
spare your feelings to
No,
lie to
but
you?
it's like it's like a psychotic thought. It's like, but it's there, because I'm just very insecure about that shit. So there's always like this little thing in my head. It's like, what
do I
if?
hear daddy issues?
What if they're just trying not to be like trying to demoralize me or whatever? Like there's always that thing.
One example instantly will show you how you're a better DM than I am. I never plan anything.
I overplan sometimes, man. It's wild.
I just fucking improv every session fully.
I mean, that's not always a bad thing. Though.
That's
like,
not always bad. Like, there's
really
plenty
good.
of improv that has happened in our campaign as well.
It works wonderfully for like. It works wonderfully. The campaign I've been DMing for Sassy and Gypsy is like it's Dungeon World, which is very different, and my like improv style works incredibly in Dungeon World because a big part of Dungeon World is letting the players have a lot of control over the world, like letting them come up with NPC names and stuff like that. So my fully improv style like works wonderfully for that, but isn't quite as good for proper D&D campaigns.
Fair. I mean, I draw a lot of inspiration from Critical Role. Because that's like the thing.
Matt Mercer's the god of.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Matt Mercer's just a fucking amazing DM. Like I think it'd be dumb not to try and pull like, okay, hey, he does this, I like this.
Like I
I'm gonna try
definitely
and
have
incorporate
things from like that he homebrewed that I implemented in like the whole thing about resurrections and that. For instance, there's definitely stuff that I heavily get inspired by Critical Role every single time I write. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'll never go as far as to like proper like copy paste unless it's like a little bit of more of like a reference type thing. But yeah, like I do my best. Like I work my ass off for this shit, man. Like this is like I say every time, this is my passion project. I spend around 10 hours a week making sure that the session is ready, that everything is prepared, that I have done some form of like world building added to the world, and the appreciation from you guys, the players, but also the people watching really like just blows me away because I would have never thought when we started all like a year ago I never played D&D before.
which is so nuts to think about.
Which is nuts, and now I can't imagine my life without D&D, which is weird. Like how quickly that like kind of snowballed into, because I started playing and I was like, this is fun, but I want to try DMing. Because I've in high school, I wrote like short stories and stuff in like a fantasy setting, but I kind of dropped that hobby because I got busy with college and whatnot, and then eventually I got work and all that shit. So I kind of dropped that hobby. But now it's for me. I can pick up this hobby again and also share it with people in a more interactive setting. So like it kind of
it's always incredible when you get like feedback about stuff you create.
Yeah.
From people that aren't your friends, just from like random.
Yeah, it's because when
so much like more because they're not saying it just to be
exactly like Kamikaze
nice,
for instance. Kamikaze is there like pretty much every week for Dungeon Select, and he's like or Sassy. Like I didn't know I haven't known Sassy for that long, but they try to be there. There's just 2 examples of people that I didn't really know, and are there every week to watch something that I don't want to say I create, that we create.
Yeah, I mean, I got to know Sassy because of Dungeon,
which is wild because like I didn't know Belle before the campaign. Laura was like, "Hey, I got this girl Belle Mist. She's keen to join." And I'm like, "Sure, yeah, whatever, dude."
I didn't know like half of you guys before the campaign.
Yeah, Hanzo, I didn't know you
The
before
only
all
person
this.
I knew was Duke and Laura and you. That's it. I didn't know Hanzo, I didn't know Koiba, and I did not know Bell.
Yeah, I didn't. I also barely knew Koiba. Like the only ones that I knew were Laura. You know, hello, level select founder by the way. Smile, Dab, and you, Soko, and then Duke. But other than that,
I mean,
like all of you guys
do you
were
really want to
strangers to
admit
me.
to knowing Duke though?
Like all of you guys were like strangers though, and now I consider all of you like my friends. You know, like you guys are my buds. I play D&D with you every week.
Speaking of which, are we all excited to meet up at TwitchCon EU?
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
bro. Yeah, because both
Dude,
Soko and you are
so
going. That's
hype.
lit, dude. Yeah. Because you're rooming with Natty, right?
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be fucking dope. I'm excited. And then in like, was it June or July? We have that little like level select UK thing.
Yeah.
Low key still in the
sad.
books.
I'm so sad I won't make that.
Dude, like Duke is so upset.
Dude, if I had the money, bro, like,
Because Soko flies out back to the US the 16th, and Duke arrives at my place the 17th. So they miss each other by a day.
so fucking
Oh.
stupid, dude.
Duke is
so stupid.
Duke is so upset, bro. Like that
I'm so
timing
sad,
is so
dude.
horrible.
Do you know what would have been cool? Like, because like it's the same that like some of us aren't going to be there for the UK meetup and some of us aren't going to be there for TwitchCon EU.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there was one of those two meetups where all of us could have attended, we could have done like a live episode.
That would have been.
That
Holy
would have been
fuck.
sick.
If we would have been able to get like a live episode of
I mean, it's only me. It's only me that's not going to.
in the UK, yeah, it's me, it's Gypsy, it's
just me.
Hanzo, it's Bell.
No, I'm not turning up to the UK when it's too far away.
Yeah, fair, dude, fair. I understand totally. Koiba, yeah,
Sorry, if I had the money, man, you know I'd be all over it.
I mean,
But those plane tickets are not cheap.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm gonna say something. Even if you're gonna have to like be there through Discord, it is something that we could make happen. That's all I'm saying.
It would take planning, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah.
Yeah, you can laptop me and Gypsy.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck
We can
yeah.
laptop you in Ashley Johnson style. Oh,
That'd be pretty sick.
that is something to think about, guys. For real.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Just
That's
died.
definitely something. Me too, man. Every single day. Every
Well, I mean,
day.
that is how humans work.
Yeah, every day you live, you're one day closer to kicking the bucket.
Dude, that's a great way to look at life.
It really isn't. No, but for real, like it's that's something to think about and maybe discuss at some point soon. That'd be fucking lit.
That's actually
I've only had one like IRL D&D sesh so far in my life, and it's such a fun experience, dude. It's just so much fun to be there. You know,
I'm so
it's-
mad, dude.
It's lit. Yeah. So if anything,
Why
like
does
if
stuff cost money?
anyone here has any questions, I think that's gonna be it for Dungeon Discourse this week. Tune in.
Oh, I have a request.
Okay.
Can we not have any more
No.
skeletons in the campaign? Because I don't want Gypsy thinking, oh, guys, my kill count's higher than yours because I killed like fucking CR .2011 fucking creatures. Lol.
Depends on. I mean,
Gypsy's ego doesn't need
Dude,
inflating.
the fact he
anymore.
does
True,
not do
true,
that. The fact that
true.
he's been bragging about it to me all week has been bothering me.
has he really? Oh my god, Gypsy, you're the worst.
Like
the
when we were in
worst.
call after, dude, he's like, bruh, my kill
The
count's
only
so
reason
fucking
I
high
put-
now,
the
man. I got like
only
40
reason-
kills right there.
The only reason I put those in was because Gypsy like requested it, and I was like, sure, I'll
Gypsy, you
I'll
mentioned it at
humor
least
you.
3
I'll-
times
I'll,
this
I'll
week.
humor
at
you.
least.
I'll humor you this once, you know. It's kind of like that fucking thing in Lord of the Rings when Gimli's like, that still only counts as one. You know that.
Yeah.
When Legolas takes out like that entire elephant with all those boys on top. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could have killed all 4.
Bro, Naurranc could have ricocheted one bullet off the wall. It's like ding 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 ding. Kill
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure I could have killed all of them.
Hanzo just do you have no wait? Does Tramaris have fireball?
No.
No.
I have no
I
idea.
mean, dude, Tramaris could probably just like look at him and they'd just fall down. Like Edgelord Tramaris is a scary fucking thing, you know what I'm saying?
It really is, dude. Really is. Oh man. Oh, okay. Let's talk about the artifacts real quick that I'm creating, because since last time we spoke, what was the last thing that I said? I was like, yeah, I've currently out of the 25, I currently have 18 created, which is nutty.
That's it? What a fucking slacker, dude.
I'll cut you. All right.
I mean, that's actually a lot because like the last time I read the book, you had like what 7?
Yeah, 8
So,
maybe.
I mean, that's huge.
7, yeah, 7. Yeah, man. So I'll have like
Gotta
so
start
if
reading more.
at some point Naurranc decides, you know, hey, I have a 3-day ride to kind of humor myself on. Let's read the book some more. I can actually give you some stuff now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be lit. But with that said, Soko, Hanzo, thanks for joining me on this week's Dungeon Discourse. This video will be up Friday.
And thanks for DMing us.
Yeah.
Dude, my pleasure, man. Thank you for allowing me to keep on adding to this fucking world and the 80+ personalities that I now have stuck in my head. Is schizophrenia like a serious like danger for DMs? Because I've, you know, so many people up here now, so many voices, so many people, so many. But yeah, we'll be here. We'll be on Laura K's channel this Sunday for episode 21 of Dungeon Select, and this video will be up on YouTube tomorrow evening, Friday, at 8 time. And if you haven't yet caught up, the new episode of Dungeon Select, the last one, is up as of yesterday. So if you want to catch up and all that good stuff, make sure to do that before Sunday, because Sunday is going to be a good one.
Tis.
Let's see. I'm gonna be continuing streaming here for a little bit because I got some Apex to play with Soko and Boppo, I believe.
Hype. Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna stream it though.
I'll be continuing the stream. I'm gonna take a little break to go to the bathroom and switch scenes and all that.